boy. Hi YouTube, in today's video Chase is going to be showing you how to jump on someone's back. So I really enjoyed learning this trick, I think because it's a lot about building trust between you and the dog, and then when you finally get that end goal that you've been working towards, it's a really rewarding trick to have. So we love showing this off to friends and family all over the place, and we're going to break this down for you step by step, so keep watching. Okay, so step one, I'm going to get as close to the ground as possible, and then I'm just going to take a piece of dry kibble food in my hand, or any kind of reward that you're going to be using during the training, and I'm going to have Chase come to one side of me, and as I crouch down to the ground, I'm just going to put the treat in my hand over my back and just encourage any movement towards that, and hopefully getting a paw or so onto my back. So let's see. Okay, waiting. Good boy. Good boy. And then with that, I'm just going to give the treat and click and reward at the same time. Okay, waiting. Good. So from there, what we did originally was I would slowly start to move my hand further and further away out of Chase's reach, and that would make him have to get up more and more onto my back before eventually he felt comfortable putting all of his paws up there. So I'd say while doing that and while moving your hand further away, lots of encouragement. Start using some kind of cue like up, just to kind of so he knows what the request is that you're asking him to do. So waiting. Up, up. And then I would say you definitely want to be wearing some kind of sleeves and protective clothing, because especially if the nails can be quite sharp, there's lots of kind of clawing trying to get themselves onto your back there. It's not the most graceful trick during the early stages. Okay, so we stayed at that point for quite a while during Chase's original training, so what I'm going to start doing now is to try and get him to actually come onto my back. So I'm going to go up, up, Chase, up. Yes, good boy. Good boy. As I said, not very graceful. Lots of reward for that one. That was a really good attempt. And that's honestly as far as we probably got for a good few sessions. So from the initial just getting kind of 2 paws and leaning across, to eventually he actually went to all 4 paws that time. Sometimes we'd just get 3, and I'd just keep pushing it, teasing him further and further away until he had to lean and get those additional back paws up as well. And that's when the balance really comes into play, so that's why they're kind of hesitant with that. So let's just show that again. I would say this is the next step. So up. And we also had lots of this during the original training, so trying to avoid and go around. Up, up, yes, yeah, good boy, good boy. It's a bit of strength training for you as well. He was leaning on my shoulder there. Okay, so from there, once you've done that lots of times, obviously we're going through this really quick. Chase already knows the trick. I'm trying to do it in a way so he will break it down step by step. Once you're at that point, I would say just lift your back slowly off the ground. So we're going to see what that looks like. So my back now is slightly further off the ground. I'm going to go up, yeah. And as you can see, we've gone back to the leaning, and good boy. Lots of encouragement if they do stumble or they're not quite graceful with the dismount. Lots of encouragement just to make sure that they're not put off to do it again. And as you can see, because I raised my back off the ground then, he actually went back a step and started leaning rather than putting all 4s on my back. That's completely normal. So waiting, let's try that again. Up, 3 legs, come on, up, come on, yes, good boy. That was 4 legs and a wobble. So I think the next step, waiting, I'm going to try and, rather than him stretching, I'm going to try and really encourage him to jump up straight away. So waiting, up, yeah, good boy. And I actually use this hand to help balance him, good boy, and let him just jump off however's comfortable. So let's show that again. Waiting, up, up, he's trying, yeah, just let them figure it out And I've got a couple of treats in my hand, so I'm just giving him them slowly. Good boy. Yeah, so if you have more than one treat in your hand, you can kind of reward. That time I rewarded the 3 paws and then the 4th paw as well. So just to kind of keep encouraging them as you go. Okay, so from those first few steps, they are, I know we're moving through these quite quickly, but they are really key stages, and we did stay at those for quite a few sessions. So please keep going steady, repeating those first couple of steps over and over until they're really comfortable jumping up. We want to get something a bit more like this before we move any further. So up, yes, good boy, off, and again, up, yes, good boy, good boy. And these stages are really just about getting the dog used to the balancing on your back, as well as having to actually understand what the request is that we're asking them to do. So it's important to take this really nice and steady until they're really comfortable both jumping up onto your back, even just at this lower height, and also trying to learn that balance. And then once they've got that confidence, we can start to raise our back more and more. So I'm just going to go a little bit higher. Yeah, waiting. Waiting, so I'm up as high as I can get on here now. Up, yes, good boy. I've just got several treats there. I'm just going to let him jump off whenever he's comfortable, and I've got several treats just to kind of try and encourage them to stay on the back for a few seconds. Otherwise, if you just got one treat, they'll jump straight off. And we want them to become really comfortable and start practicing those balance muscles that they're going to be using. Okay, so for the next part, I'm going to move outside just so we have a bit more space. The next step of this trick is I'm going to crouch down as low as possible, but in the standing position now, and using the same encouragement and the same cue, which is essentially the hand in my, the treat in my hand with my arm out to the side. So that's Chase's cue now to jump onto my back. I'm just going to work on that in a new environment and obviously at a higher height from previous. So let's see how this goes. Ready? Up. Good boy. Up. Good. Wait in. Up. Good boy. And then I'm just going to slowly start to higher my back from the ground. Wait in. Up. Yes. Good boy. Up. Yes.